He wasn't made to feel welcome, he didn't get on with his father's girlfriend, and after one particularly bad argument with the girlfriend, Pak To decided to move out and get his own place. And that was when he decided to get in contact with a friend and see if a friend wanted to move out with him, because he couldn't really afford to live alone because he was living off the disability benefits. So he and a friend decided to start renting this flat on Dorchester Avenue. Occasionally Pak To would illegally sell fireworks and he would help out at a local garden centre just for a little bit of extra money, but it really didn't make him too much money on the side. And like I said, all of this was a huge ego knock for Pak To. He was used to living a life of luxury, and now he had to rely on handouts from the government. This wasn't what he was used to, and he didn't like it. But oddly enough, everyone that knew Alexander Pak To at this point in his life was very fond of him. They viewed him as a very kind, very charismatic, very funny person, someone that they all liked being around. The only potentially negative characteristic that his friends pointed out was that maybe he was weirdly open. For example, Pak To often solicited prostitutes, and he would go into work at this garden centre occasionally and just tell everyone every detail. Like, it was stuff that people didn't really need to know, which wasn't concerning, it was just a little bit odd, not necessarily a red flag of anything at all. His friends actually describe him as a gentle giant, which is very disturbing when you think that someone with such a kind, harmless reputation could be capable of such horrors. He was very, very tall. I'm not exactly sure how tall, but he was huge. He had big, broad shoulders. He was just a big guy, a very seemingly strong man. So police decided to run Alexander Pak To's name on the database to see what kind of man they were dealing with. Was this man a previous criminal? Was this his first run-in with police? And they found that he'd had a few charges against him in the past. For example, one of these was that he'd attempted to commit forgery once in the past. He'd printed out a bunch of fraudulent banknotes, and luckily police found him and seized them all before they managed to get into circulation. And for that he received community service. However, it was another charge on his record that really worried police. When Pak To was just 17 years old, he was charged with the attempted rape of a 24-year-old woman in a dark alley in the same area in the West End of Glasgow where Karen had gone missing from. Pak To had been walking down this street one night when he bumped into a woman and the two of them got talking. She told him that she was on his way home and he said, "Oh, well, so am I live that way, we can share a taxi if you want." So the woman agreed and the two of them set off walking to the taxi rank through this dark alley, and as they did, Pak To pushed her against the wall and attempted to rape her. The victim screamed and passers-by rushed to the scene to come and save her, and luckily she was unharmed and she was able to get away before anything happened. However, these passers-by witnessed Pak To doing his pants back